there, everybody. Today I'm gonna talk to you about Friday the 13th, Part 3. Got my DVD here. You know, Part 3D, basically. I never saw it in 3D. And personally, it's kind of annoying if you're not seeing it in 3D because you know the scenes when they're 3D. But I don't think it would have worked well. I wouldn't enjoy it as a horror movie if you're looking for the 3D and the 3D kills, and it would be more of a spectacle than scary, you know? Now, Friday the 13th is a simple story. A group of friends go to this cabin that's owned by Dana Kimmel, Chris, and she, they all get picked off one by one, but by Michael Myers. One of my favorite Myers, by the way. How he walks. Richard Rooker is his name. He's from Britain. He's two of my favorite Jasons are not Kane Hodder, but Richard Rooker, and he died recently. Rest in peace. And Ted White from the next one. The way he walks, the way he just walks, he's like, oh, he just doesn't care if he killed somebody. He walks like really nonchalant. You know what I mean? You've got from the group Shelley, who apparently most people hate, and I understand why, because he's being an idiot all the time, a douchebag. He's always scaring people with his practical effect kills. At some point, but the thing is, at some point he tries to pick on, he tries to flirt with this girl, and she doesn't want him, and she goes to the docks, and he comes out of the water in full scuba gear, and the thing is, with a harpoon gun and a hockey mask on. Now, here you hear me coming. You hear me coming. The hockey mask, right? So that's of course the way how Jason gets his hockey mask. That's thanks to this douchebag Shelby. But the thing is, he when they're driving to the cabin, of course, this movie takes place right after the second one. You see him crawling away from the shack where the machete, he pulls the machete out, he crawls away. He finds a convenience store. There was some clothes hanging out. He takes these clothes, he puts these clothes on, and of course he kills those the two convenience store owners. He also kills them. But Shelly says, she's in the car, and the girl where he's sort of flirting with, she says, "What's in that box? It's like this big. My entire life is in this box." So all those things, the harpoon gun, the mask, the multiple practical effects are in this small, you know, small box. It's just weird. Um, you've got Chi Chi Chong, the two hippies that are constantly high on pot. Um, they don't really make a difference in the movie. You've got a guy who's the roommate of Shelley, and his girlfriend is a good girlfriend of Chris, but she's pregnant apparently. Um, and at one at one when they're all starting to get killed, uh, the guy the boyfriend of the pregnant girl, he gets killed in a really gnarly way. He's always walking on his hands to be funny, I guess. And then Jason is standing there and he has a machete and he just he, and he falls down like he's, you know, sliced in half. It's a really cool scene. And then she gets a sharp knife through the neck, almost reminiscent of Kevin Bacon's kill in the first one. So he doesn't shy away of killing pregnant women too. And for some reason, a lot of people are drawn to this shed outside this barn, um, and because a lot of people go there. Shelley is killed there, off screen. His throat has been slit. Um, and then the guy who smokes the pot, he gets killed in the basement. He's thrown to an electric panel. He's electrified. The lights are out, and his girlfriend is killed by a hot poker through her body. Now, also Chris has a boyfriend there who I'm not sure if it's her boyfriend because she's gone for so long. She she lived there with her parents. Then he knew her and they were dating, and now he's coming back again for her, and it's like she's half his boyfriend, half not a hookup. It's like she's a hookup. At some point, she tells a story which is weird, that she met Jason. She's not saying she met Jason, but she met a guy in the woods when she had a fight with her parents. She went to the woods to make them scared and so to make them learn a lesson. And she gets attacked by this disfigured man with the same prosthetics, the eye here, the eye there, and the sharp teeth that are also like hanging out, and it's Jason. And what Jason has a knife, but he doesn't cut her. He just takes her, and she's fighting him, but he's grabbing her with the. I mean, what this scene represents, apparently, because she didn't die, she woke up the day after in her bed. But what this scene, if this scene in her story, this scene happened, and later on, it's kind of notched to the fact that it really happened, because Jason, when he's hung by Chris, he of course is still alive. He takes his mask off and he grins at her, so he knows her. So basically, what he did is he raped her, in my opinion. So I didn't know Of course, Jason, he has needs. He's a guy. his needs. He doesn't want to fuck a bunny or something, or fuck a squirrel. He wants to fuck a pretty lady. So yeah, that was a weird scene. Yeah. Um, but eventually, everything happens in the barn. At the end, she has his final showdown. She is, trying to run away from him. Eventually, there's one point in the movie a scruffle between Shelley and the girl where he's flirting with. They're in the convenience store, and there are three of these bikers, and they're are assholes to them, and they don't want to give their wallet back, and then saying please, and she has to say please, ma'am, and then things like that. Yeah, and then Shelly in the car backs up right in their at their motorcycles, and the guy who sees this is outside. He's also the bouncer from Fright Night, from the 1985 Fright Night movie, in the dancing in the discotheque, who gets slashed by Sarandon, the vampire. So he walks at him. He laughs at him nicely, and then he pulls the chains that he has. He hits it through the front. I think the front window. Then he hits the car at the side window, and then if Shelley drives back and tries to be a hero and drives over the motorcycles, and basically not destroying them completely, but they need some work. They can't just ride they're stuck there first. So now they at some point they come back, and they go to the barn. They wanna put the barn on fire, and they all get killed by by Jason Voorhees, because he's in the barn. He's always in the barn. In the barn, everything has to happen in the barn. The killer barn, and then he. So when Chris and Jason, Chris is avoiding Jason, and at some point she falls on top of Jason, and he stands up. He's ready to kill her, and the black guy, the like I said, the guy from Fright Night, he's still alive. He thought he killed him, but he's alive. So he's hitting him, and then Jason takes him. He chops off his hand. Then he starts to chop him up in bits. And meanwhile, Chris is taking an axe and putting the axe in his face. So that was the final blow. Here, right here. And Chris does what Adrienne King does, Alice, in the first movie. She goes on this lake. It's like a puddle on a canoe. The canoe is almost as big as the lake. And she also has a dream. She sees Jason. Now you can see Jason with blood on his face, with in his full glory. He runs outside. He knocks out the door. It's a pretty cool scene actually, because you see him in his full deformed face, and then she gets grabbed underneath the water by none other than Pamela Voorhees, a rotting Pamela Voorhees, by the way. So yeah, it's a fucking dream. There was an alternate dream sequence when she goes back to the house, and she opens up, and Jason is standing her also without the mask, and the axe that he put in him, he axes her head off. But they didn't do that. They probably wanted to be symbolic or something that Pamela Voorhees took her in the water, and but okay, eventually it didn't happen. And she is, the police is there, and everything is being checked. She's being mad. She's completely mad. She's what she went through, and what she went through again. Of course, because she met him before, and she's drive driven away, and that's the end of Friday the 13th Part 3. So it's a good movie. It's a good movie. I don't think I want to see this movie in 3D. I think it would be really distracting. You know the scenes when it's in 3D, like they are holding a pitchfork like this. A guy gets a pitchfork in his stomach, and you see the handle of the pitchfork really coming into the screen, and things like that. And there's one kill. So the the hookup boyfriend of Chris, he dies. He dies the coolest way. That's what I wanted to say. That's something that I forgot. He dies. Jason takes his head. He crushes it so hard that his eyes pop out. So his eye is popping out, but it's real. If you look good, it's a string and an eye. But it's a funny kill. But it's the coolest kill in my opinion. And the eye should be coming towards you if you're watching it 3D. So, but it would be taking away from the gory kills, and because the harpoon when Jason has the hockey mask on, he also has the harpoon of Shelly, and the girl that he's flirting with, she's on the beach of the little river, and she thinks it's Shelly, but she says, "Who are you?" And he fires the harpoon, and you see the harpoon flying. So you should see the harpoon flying towards you. So I wouldn't care for that, but it's a good movie. From the let's say from I'm a big fan of the human Jason. I like a few of zombie Jason movies, but I prefer the human Jason. So, but this one is one of my least favorites. Let's say it's from the first and the fourth one. That's human Jason. Of course, the fourth one it's somebody else, but this one is, in my opinion, below the lowest. But it's still a good movie. Really good movie. It's acting is okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's okay. You know, Richard Rooker is a great Jason, and Frank Mancuso Jr. did the producing again. I think he produced all of them until part 8. I'm not sure. Yeah. Um, but it's a great movie. You should definitely watch if you want to binge Friday the 13th. Definitely don't skip this one.